Welcome back. We are talking about ATF price hikes and its impact. First, let me run you through the basic numbers. What kind of increase are we talking about? In all four metro cities, Delhi, Kolkata, Mumbai and Chennai, there has been a rise there, increase. 39,588 rupees we are talking about per kiloliter in Delhi, and likewise in other cities in various proportions. But what is the impact? I'm joined by Ankur Bhatia, ED of Bird Group. Thank you so much for joining us, Ankur.
Pleasure.
What's the impact? How much will it really impact the companies, the aviation companies?
Well, these rates, if you see right now, they're not the highest which the Indian aviation scene has ever seen. We've actually seen rates which have been double than these. Now, of course, there has been an increase, and since this month in particular, we've seen an increase in hike in the total number of passenger numbers, which are up by around 35 to 37%. I don't feel that this will be a huge, this particular reason will be a huge, big, sort of a dampener for or a reason for fares to get increased. The reason I think the fares will get increased is because the capacities right now have not been added in the next. They've not been added to the effect of the increase or the demand right now. So as I mentioned, that if we've seen a demand of 35% increase, the capacities have not sort of totaled up to that extent.
Absolutely, Ankur. If I can just chip in there, like you said, it will not have a significant impact. But then all these, aviation companies have been working towards building capacities of some ways, cost controlling, etc. That somewhat gets negated right now with this rise, isn't it?
Yes, I would sort of essentially say that. But having said that, I think the aviation companies as of now will definitely demand a higher premium on certain of their sectors because of the demand increase. And of course, you can't mount up a 35% increase in capacities overnight. But having said that, yes, obviously this will become a sort of a dampener, but not to that extent which Indian aviation industry has actually seen worse. But having said that, this trend continues and the crude goes on rising to the same percentage and effects as what it's been doing, then I'm sure we sort of are letting up into a situation which might not be affordable by the Indian aviation industry again.
Right, Ankur, uncertain territories there, but also the kind of, tiff that has been there in terms of tax on ATF. You see, central government and state government has still not been able to work out a formula that is win-win. How do you see that unfolding and how critical it is for the sector as a whole?
Well, I think that is a critical part of the sector as per se, because the tax is A, high, and B, inconsistent, because obviously it's a state subject rather than being a central subject. There has been a lot of dialogue and talk on that, of course. They not resolved as yet. But as a wish list, of course, the aviation industry does want that the tax to be rationalized, and it becomes consistent across the board of the country, because obviously, then planning as well as the overall tax, the cost of tax input, that all can be in terms of rationalizing, it can become better for the airline or the aircraft operators.
Right, Ankur. Thank you so much for joining in and explaining us what could be the possible impact on the sector. Moving on, IOC